Hey guys, and welcome to a battle featuring myself under the guise of the Blind Bandit, bringing arguably the greatest build ever created in Total War Warhammer multiplayer up against Logic and his High Elf forces. Of course, I shall be bringing my favourite dino boys, and look at this absolutely beautiful build. Now, you may be looking at this and going, Ducky, this is not competitive. This is not a super OP build. You're right, but it has the swagger of 1,000 sons of the children of the old ones. So let's hop into this. For my main battle line, we have cheap, we have cheerful, skinkies. So we have skinkies dotted all the way along, including the cohort of Sotek on the far side. Now, they're the regiment of renowned red-crested skinks who can pop refuse to die, and we're a nice central core here of Saurus warriors. Just in front of them, we do have 2 units of Chameleon Stalkers, and this may not seem like a huge build. The force is indeed led by Nakai the Wanderer, notoriously expensive and not considered particularly good, but I'm here to prove today Nakai the Wanderer is a weapon to be feared. He's coming in here with Miasma of Despair, as well as his Primeval Roar. Just to his side, we do have Lord Croak, who the Saurus Warriors are going to be trying their best Temple Guard impression, looking to protect him at all costs. Now, Lord Croak is very slow, he's very ponderous, but he loves to bring that deliverance of Itza or deliverance of Pizza, depends who you ask. Coming with those big boom attacks, very risky, but can certainly pay off as well if they do indeed connect. Now, the reason my build is so small is because over in the distance, we have a very awesome Vanguard. We have some more Chameleon Stalkers, there's some over in the far side as well, but alongside them, we have the Po-Hopak cohort, regiment renowned Cold One Spear Riders, actually being used for once in multiplayer of their Vanguard and abilities, plus the Gelt Blom's Terror. Jump him to joy! He's so excited to get this underway, looking as ferocious and awesome as ever. He is very expensive, but hey, he comes in with all the bonuses that triple gold chevrons would bring you, as well as that Vanguard. Now, for my opponent, he's going for a much more traditional bow build from the forces of the High Elves. Load of Rangers dotted through the front line, backed up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think there's 7 archers here. Some of them do have light armor, and some are the basic ones. We also have some Lothran Seaguard there in the central core. Holding it down in the backs are the White Lines, bringing their mighty AP war axes to the battlefield, looking to tear asunder some of that scaly skin. Just in front of us, there is a rather sneaky trap going on. So we have a Mage of Light here, coming with the Starwood Staff and Book of Hoeth with Net of Amantok. And up in the sky with an Archmage of Fire, also bringing Book of Hoeth and Arcane Conduit. Piercing Bolts of Burning Head, and Fireball. I'm sure the keen-eyed of you will notice this is not a tournament game because you're not allowed to bring double Book of Hoeth. We were just having some fun and doing a few multiplayer games. So there's a pretty obvious plan here. You net stuff with the Mage of Light, then you bring down the Piercing Bolts of Burning or a Burning Head to deal with your enemies. Without further ado, let's get this battle underway, and we're going to be trying to close the ground as quickly and swiftly as possible with all of our forces, though trying to keep Nakai out of bow range, likewise bring Lord Croak up to bring the boom to the enemy. Chameleons are going to have to do a pretty long walk, to be honest. The ones over in the distance, the Chameleon Stalkers, are going to start hiking their way to the battle line. A lovely rear guard though. I'm hoping to catch my opponent off guard by, hey, even if he does spot my cavalry and my big crazy monster, he's then going to be focused on them and not this unit of Chameleon Stalkers, who should hopefully be able to get into the back line. We do see a Net of Amantok going down on our Saurus Warriors. There's currently 75 of them. I don't think there's going to be 75 of them there for too long. I do dodge here with Nakai, and it actually might have been worth netting down something like Lord Croak on Nakai instead, because it would do so much damage, but still, oh my god, down to just 46 models, taking away over half our HP with those double spells there. Archers range shots in on the skinks, not too fussed about that. We are trying to push through the gaps where possible and hop on top of our enemy, but the trap is now starting to unfold. The Po-Hopak cohort do swarm on top of the archers. However, the Gelblom Terror is getting bogged down a little bit more amongst the White Lines, trying to force move it as quickly as possible into the archer line, getting ready to deal with them. Likewise on this side, Chameleon Stalkers did manage to find a home, though they're about to be sandwiched by double White Lines, so not a good day for the Stalkers, but it looks like they are going to be able to break the archers and maybe even shatter them in time. First deliverance does go down on the Lothran Seaguard. Looks like we are actually going to be able to connect with that as well, doing massive damage. That is the medium boom there, doing a pretty nice delivery job. Po-Hopak starting to swarm onto the archers. Now, the front line's going a lot worse for us than everywhere else, as a lot of our forces, our little skinks, are being forced back. But Nakai is here, and he is keen to prove his worth. We have Chameleon Stalkers starting to swarm into the back lines and sandwich these archers between both the Stalkers. There's a lot of White Lines here, though, who will probably be able to win that engagement in the long run. Over in the distance, you can see the Gelblom Terror does have Supreme Shield of the old ones on him now. A big boom is going to assist him up against the Rangers, and he manages to shatter that Mage of Light. I really wanted to get her off the field in case there's any net and archer shenanigans in the later stages of the game. Pohopak cohort still nearly full health and up to 100 kills. Very impressive work by them so far. And Nakai is running with glee into the enemy battle line alongside his homies here of the Gelblom Terror and the Pohopak. In the front line, we're starting to overwhelm some of the Rangers. Those big pockets of resistance for the High Elves in this central core. And a lot of very healthy white lines around, which is a little bit scary. The Archmage, realising we only have some beat-up Saurus Warriors to protect Lord Croak, does start to swoop down on her fiery Eagle of Death, looking to peck out the eyes of the now dead Croak. But Death cannot hold back such a powerful warrior, and he's slapping that Archmage back now with the support of the Saurus. So there's a load of Rangers and white lines all around the battlefield, slowly deleting my frontline infantry. Nakai the Wanderer is terrifying away some Lothran Seaguard. I do not blame them. If I saw Nakai coming at me, I would be laughing so hard and crying. I wouldn't be able to see anything, so I'd be running in the other direction as well. And in comes Nakai, just bounding in up to 29 kills so far. What an absolute chad. Pohopak cohort quickly on his tail to help assist him running down all of these troops. Balance power has started to go in our favour. There's a lot of warring units left. 70 white lines on that side, 60 here alongside 80 Rangers, and another 69 white lines. We don't have any swords left to kind of drag these guys down, but we do of course have Lord Croak as well as some lovely charging coming in by the Pohopak. Though if they wait a little bit too long, it could be in the danger zone for them. Big Fireball does come down on Lord Croak, doing some really nice damage to him there as the Gelblom Terror helps clean up these white lines with the assistance of the Chameleon Stalkers, what we have remaining of this warrior unit, and Lord Croak himself getting down and dirty, up to 81 kills so far, certainly not too shabby. At this moment, my opponent's simply going to try to use his added mobility to finish off the units where he can and try to drag himself back into the game because we're certainly in a good state of advantage at the moment. And I was feeling pretty confident, but feeling pretty confident can, of course, sometimes be your downfall. So we're trying to hunt down these skink cohorts, although the Archmage is going to get to hound them down and probably finish them off. White lines on the approach as well. Luckily for us, we have the Pohopak, and they're going to be very swiftly charging across the battlefield, thunderously bounding across the open plain, looking to get to grips on this Archmage and that Pigeon Booty, but she flies up into the sky, and at least for now, away to freedom. But she does leave her own forces down here, isolated alone, and quite possibly overwhelmed. Skinks coming from one side, Saurus, Cole and Spear Riders, and Nakai from the other flank. That's not going to be a fun day whatsoever. We do drop yet another boom coming in from Lord Croak, the Dilemmas of Itza. Rangers this time do manage to dodge though and peel back. Luckily for me, it doesn't do friendly fire. It'd be so devastating if it did, that'd be insane. With the Saurus, everyone's just going to be moving in, trying to isolate isolated units of the High Elves here. And it looks like the Archmage, she knows what's good for her. There's no winning up against a force as powerful as the Nakai Lord Croak bromance. As they clasp hands, there's blood of the Elves, flings in all directions to a glorious Pyrrhic victory. Well played there to Mr. Logic, my opponent. Really good fun game. We've actually had quite a few games against each other recently. A few on his channel, a few on my channel, so make sure to go check them out. He's a very talented YouTuber himself. And also does Twitch. I do Twitch as well, by the way, for those who didn't know. There's a link down below in the description. So yeah, loads of awesome stuff. I mean, of course, it was a full-on meme build, but it did pretty damn good work. I did a video recently, possibly yesterday's actually, on why sometimes Vanguard builds don't work. This is what happens when your Vanguard works perfectly. The Pohopak cohort, a unit you rarely see and can often catch your opponent off guard, performed absolutely amazing here. 228 kills, just shy of 1,800 damage value, and being very healthy in the later stages of the game. And of course we had the boy Nakai and Lord Croak. Croak getting 1.2 damage value, only 390 though on the poor Wanderer. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I will delve into the damage dealt and damage value of all of these units in just a second. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a juicy thumbs up underneath the video. Subscribe for more content into the future. You know Nakai would want you to. And comment down below what you thought of the battle. Give it a little bit of a cry if you wanted the High Elves to win. Or a big old dino roar if you wanted myself, the Blind Bandit, and Nakai to be victorious. There's an insane number of links down below in the description for your entertainment. Some of them are links to my Patreon, other ones to my Twitch channel, and others to my Discord, where you can submit replays, get involved in tournaments and events, and all that juicy stuff. But anyway, back to the glorious damage dealt and damage value. Nakai the Wanderer, Chad of Lustria, 48 kills. not much damage value, but he was very healthy in the later stages of the game, didn't really get his fangs too wet, so he still had plenty left to give, getting in only 390 value. Lord Croak 1.2, not shabby, 85 kills, just helped clear out some of the chaff, and the Archer chaff was something we were kind of worried about in particular, but also if there were Swordmasters here, Phoenix Guard, or the White Lions in the later stages of the game, he could have possibly done a decent job there. Skin cohorts, across the board, actually, 2 of them did manage to pay for themselves there, 443 and 400 damage value, the other kind of failing, but hey, if 2 of your 3 units are doing above what they cost you, you're probably doing relatively okay. As for the Chameleon Stalkers, they did a nice job, 900 kills on this first unit and 86 kills, probably on the ones which managed to get into the flanks and into the rear on top of those archers. 415, 420 and 500 damage value. So these other ones not quite paying for themselves, but causing a lot of havoc and destruction nonetheless. Swords Warriors had big shoes to fill, or big skulls to fill, I should probably say, because they were trying to be makeshift Temple Guard, and at the end of the day, though they got hit by that piercing bolt of burden, still got 500 damage value and helped support Lord Croaky. Cohort of Sotek, only 540 damage value, one of the weaker performances we've seen in recent memory from them. I kind of left them fighting White Lions and was trying to micromanage instead these backline harassed tools. 1.7k, or just shy of 1.8 on the Poho Pack cohort, already spoke about them a little bit, did very good today. And the Gelblom's Terror, incredibly expensive, but nonetheless still got 2,099 damage value. It really can shock your opponent. For my opponent's forces here, the Archmage of Fire, 1.6k damage value. That Piercing Bolts of Burning did do some pretty big havoc there. Likewise can, the Burning Heads do certainly add up. Nice, again, nice and aggressive as well in the mid to later stages of the battle. Major Light, unfortunately, only got 1 net off, and that was a big problem for this build because it relied so much on the nets, and that's why, after I saw that first net go down, it's like, okay, full throttle now on my Carnosaur. He has to kill this mage before that net spell does come back up, and luckily we were able to do that. Rangers did a solid job across the battle line, 80 kills, 50 kills. A lot of those, though, were little skinkies. 570 damage value, 660. The other 2 failing a lot worse, 371 and 71 damage value apiece. White Lions did some decent jobs. Not crazy damage value. The mid-hundreds, the highest 790, the lowest kind of in the 508s. So certainly not great, but not terrible either. Archers simply got swarmed. 180 damage value, 50, 60, 205, 349, 177, 126, and 193. The trap was well and truly sprung. That's kind of why I wanted to show you this game today. We just showed why Vanguards can be bad. Hey, this is why Vanguards can actually be really good as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you got this far in the video, you're an absolute hero of mine and a legend. Until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.